What's up, y'all? I'm Jordy, and today I'm using a very goofy team that my friend Jean-Luc VGC found on Twitter, by Twitter user Viola, I believe is what they go by. This team is pretty wild. This Miraidon, it's Electric Tera with the regular offensive moves you would expect, but also Light Clay and Reflect. This can help make Terapagos insanely bulky, because it has Calm Mind, it has Electric Seed. It's going to be really tanky, plus you can get 8 turns of Reflect with Miraidon. People will not see that coming. Incineroar with Intimidate and Fake Out helps Terapagos get nice and bulky. Sinistcha with Life Dew, Rage Powder, and Hospitality keep Terapagos nice and healthy. Iron Moth, which gets a speed boost on the electric terrain, can Struggle Bug stuff. It can Flamethrower some of the things like Zamazenta that would otherwise threaten Terapagos. Struggle Bug lowers special attack of the opponents. And Toxic and Toxic Spikes, if you just want to play a stall style game, poison everything with this Moth, and then Terapagos can just sit there and watch everything go down, if you're in a position to do that. And then finally, Iron Treads, a little more offensive mode on this team, with Choice Band. Terabug Megahorn is hilarious. I don't know if I'm going to get a chance to click that today, but that's a really funny tech. This whole team, super goofy, looks super fun. Let's play it. Alright, we're fighting... Ooh, Shadow Rider Ursaluna. I mean Shadow Rider Lunala. But Ursaluna seems even scarier. They also got Urshifu, Rillaboom, and Whimsicott. Alright, Rillaboom makes Miraidon a little unhappy. Double Ghosts makes Terapagos pretty happy, though. Incineroar with its knockoff could be pretty strong. Sinistcha with Shadow Ball could hit a few of those things pretty hard. And it walls Ursaluna. We've got... I don't think it's Treads, because no knockoff on Treads. But I like Terapagos, Incineroar, Sinistcha. I think I'd probably bring Miraidon just for the offense that it offers. Everything else is weak to ground. Anyway. I guess Treads could go Terabug to mess with that, but I don't think that's the plan. I think the plan is Terapagos. Terapagos is solid here. Urshifu's the only real scary thing. And if it's Watersh, we can redirect. I'm gonna go Incin Terapagos, Miraidon Sinistcha. We'll get the extra defense boost from Electric Seed later. Heal up with Sinistcha. Reflect could come in handy in the late game from Miraidon against that Ursaluna. But if that because that Ursaluna is going to have to at least take one turn to get its burn off. If they lead Ursaluna and just get the burn immediately, no trainer card, then we would at least get an Intimidate on it. So, Lunala Rillaboom. Understandable. I'll take the Intimidate onto your Rilla. I'll take the Grassy Terrain Healing for this turn. Yeah, you can fake out my Terapagos. That is okay. What's the scariest thing that could happen here? Meteor Beam Lunala. Meteor Beam Lunala, it should be faster than Incineroar. It'd be pretty rough. I want to go for a Calm Mind. I think I get faked out. I want to go for a knockoff on the Lunala. I don't think they're going to Meteor Beam. I think I force the Tera here, which is good. Then Terapagos can hit you harder in Tera and at all before Tera. You'll lose your item if it's like leftovers. It's Meteor Beam and you just destroy Incineroar. Yikes. Yeah, this fake out, unless you doubled into Terapagos, you can heal that off with the grass. We're actually faster than Lunala. They're probably setting Trick Room then. Safety Goggles gone. Can you redirect now? Cool. And yeah, just Trick Room. Okay. That's how you want to play it. I would guess there's going to be a U-turn into an Ursaluna. We know they don't have Meteor Beam because they didn't have Power Herb. Calm Mind Terapagos seems safe. And I think I want to U-turn out. I expect Ursaluna to come in. I want to get Incineroar back on the field. To bring Sinistcha in. Yeah, let's Calm Mind. U-turn out on the Rillaboom. Lunala Hard Swap. I was also wondering if I could try to call where Ursaluna's coming in and hit it with a knockoff. I did not expect Hard Switch Lunala, though. I would never have gotten that right. I expected the Rillaboom to U-turn and bring in Ursaluna, so I would knock off before they get to swap. Here, then, I think I want to bring in Sinistcha. I expect Rillaboom to U-turn. Maybe try to break our shell with that. Woodhammer. Oh, not expecting that. Okay, Rillaboom's still on the field then. It wouldn't be Earthquake. It wouldn't be Headlong Rush the Sinistcha either. Protect to get more healing, but I'm not going to get back up to full. I could Life Dew to get back up to full. Don't hate that. Stall out some of this Trick Room, since my Sinistcha doesn't know Trick Room itself. So yeah, unless Ursaluna's running a tech move like Crunch, we should be mostly safe against it. The scariest thing would be Swords Dance. Hard swapping Rillaboom is interesting. Into Urshifu. Dark Urshifu. Oh, I was expecting Water Urshifu. They Headlong Rush the Sinistcha. I thought they might do something weird like that, so I'm glad I didn't bring in Miraidon there. Now with your minus special defense, and I have my shell back up, I guess you could Sucker Punch into Facade. Rage Powder would cover that. I could just Tera Starstorm now. I think that's the play. Along with Rage Powder. That would prevent the Sucker Punch play, so Terapagos will get to keep its shell. Probably a Wicked Blow. So I would lose Sinistcha here. I think that's the play here. Because what I absolutely cannot allow to happen is for them to hit Terapagos with close combat this turn. Since I don't have the shell, I want to start doing damage. But they could be making plays considering the shell, since they don't know whether I'm going to Tera. Facade, excellent. Your Starstorm. I would expect Urshifu to either be Sash or to be bulky enough to take this. So probably a Wicked Blow going into Sinistcha now. Ooh, even Ursaluna takes that at -1. Interesting. And it is Sash on the Ursh. Ooh, but Sinistcha lives. Well done, Sinistcha. Alright, last turn of Trick Room. So Urshifu could protect. I think the play is Starstorm, Rage Powder, because if you don't knock out Sinistcha, I can still Rage Powder away your close combat next turn. Yeah, so if you protect here, you need to Headlong Rush the Sinistcha. Or maybe Earthquake if you have it. I don't think he would have Earthquake, but you could. You do? Okay. It's interesting since the grassy terrain weakens that, but It's not weakening it right now. But now we can bring in Miraidon to finish off that Urshifu. And they could have like Lunala with Wide Guard, I guess. They could Shadow Rider's not super threatening into a +1 special defense Terapagos. I mean Calyrex is what they have. That's the last mon, right? Or did they have... Oh, they had Rillaboom. So if Rillaboom comes in here for the fake out turn, how do I handle that? Handle that by bringing in Miraidon and getting the Electric Seed boost. Because then with the Electric Seed boost, I don't think you're going to be able to knock out Terapagos. You're only going to get a chance to hit Terapagos if you fake out Miraidon. But since you're going to fake out Miraidon, I'm going to swap Miraidon into Incineroar. Then your Urshifu's at -1, while my Terapagos is at +1. So you're going to need to crit close combat. Tera Starstorm, you're going to fake out Miraidon. I'm going to bring in Incineroar. We're going to be good. You could call this and fake out Terapagos. That would be annoying, but not the end of the world. You could crit close combat. I'd probably lose if that happened. You could get the KO anyway, somehow. Not even close. Excellent. With the Earthquake from the bear the other turn. I wouldn't want to bring in Miraidon hard on that, because Miraidon could have died to the Earthquake. So, like, I'm wondering if there were any way for me to preserve Sinistcha so I could heal up in this endgame, but not sure it's going to be necessary. I have a Fake Out turned into the Rillaboom. I can Starstorm unless they Wide Guard. And if they're Wide Guarding, they're not doing anything else. I think it's okay. Yeah, because next turn, if they Wide Guard and just take the Fake Out onto Rillaboom. Now they're pulling Moonblast. Okay. Starstorm's gonna do a ton. Almost enough to KO Terapagos there. But yeah, now this Starstorm, Electro Drift finishes the game if Incineroar can't do it itself. Perfect. Get some healing, get some healing, get some healing. Starstorm. You can take out my Terapagos first, but then you're getting Flare Blitzed. Good game. Cool. Good job, Terapagos. Good job, Sinistcha. Miraidon was there. Get a trainer card. Alright, Zamazenta, Shadow Rider. Solid team. Rock Pond, Urshifu, Incin, Tornadus. Lots of strong stuff going on there. Terapagos does not like to see double fighting types. Not at all. Miraidon's Reflect might be able to help with that, plus Intimidate on the Urshifu, but not so much on the Zamazenta. Having a Ghost with Redirection is fantastic. Iron Moth with the speed boost that we're going to get, and Covert Cloak, and Struggle Bug. It's pretty interesting. I think I want to lead Miraidon Moth. Oh, but I want all three of these as well. Do I drop Incin? Bug Tera Incin? I guess I drop Incin. Hope for an endgame with the turtle. Do what I can with Miraidon and Iron Moth at the start. Whether that's Struggle Bug to reduce special damage or just trying to Flamethrower that Zamazenta out of the way. Okay. What's the scariest thing I could see? Torn Urshifu? I guess. But if I see Torn Urshifu, I could just bring in Sinistcha. Or even bring in Terapagos to resist once. Great trainer card. Gallade Head. Okay. Ogerpon. Waters. With the redirection, they don't have to be too worried. They could Ivy Cudgel or Surging Strikes into the Moth here pretty easily. We would be faster though. Could be as simple as Electro Drift. Plus Struggle Bug just to break Sturdy over there, break a Sash maybe. Except that the Moth might not last long, depending on their call here. Alright, Spiky Shield. And Detect. Excellent. They're probably Sturdy and Sash then. So now they know who I want to Electro Drift. They think I'm locked into Electro Drift as well. I could see it being Redirect, since nothing wants to come into the Electro Drift. Could Electro Drift... Ogerpon's not gonna take too kindly. I think it's try to Electro Drift the Ursh. Bring in the teacup here. Ursh is threatened enough that they either need to follow me or take a big hit they don't want to take. So unless they're gonna pivot around, I think they click follow me. Ivy Cudgel would hurt, sure. Okay, they're letting me hit the Ursh. Probably Sash, though. It's not Sash Ursh. Okay, I will take this trade. Critical hit. You still don't know my item. And it is Ivy Cudgel into the Moth. Okay. Oh, Teacup takes that well. I like that. Rage Powder wouldn't work on Ogerpon. Gotta keep that in mind. Calyrex coming out makes some sense. We're gonna bring in the turtle now, for sure. And try to Electro Drift the Calyrex. Turtle will come in, get a defense boost to be immune to Astral Barrage. Good times will be had all around. Electro Drift, if they don't let us hit the Cali, it's because they clicked Follow Me or Protect. If they Protect to get a free Ivy Cudgel, whatever. If they Redirect, that's pretty good since this Ogerpon's annoying. And so hitting the Ogerpon I wouldn't hate. This could have been Draco, but I figure since Ogerpon still has Sturdy anyway, and I don't need to risk missing. Nasty plot. with no follow me. Interesting play. And taunt the Terapagos. Okay. Whoever's on the left side is about to get obliterated. 2 turns of electric terrain remain. I'm gonna click Electro Drift into Ogerpon, keep my shell, and try to Earth Power Calyrex. Yeah, in case Calyrex protects here, trying to get cheeky, I get my Electro Drift into the Ogerpon. Ivy Cudgel to break my shell, makes a ton of sense. That way I would now be in range for Psychic from the Calyrex. So you would Psychic, Terapagos, and click Follow Me maybe? Options are pretty limited, but I think I can go Sinistcha to get my shell back. And try to Earth Power Calyrex. Then if they redirect the Earth Power and I take out the Ogerpon, I can... does Earth Power take out from there, I guess, is the question. But then I can redirect a Psychic with Sinistcha if they don't Astral Barrage here. I expect a Psychic. So I'm going to put my shell back on. Psy Shock. Okay. That's even better because we have a defense boost. This will do next to nothing. Beautiful. And no follow me, you're just going for Ivy Cudgel. Whoo, that crit was close. not happy with that crit. Okay. Terapagos is probably done. But we got 2 KOs. The taunt is over. Oh boy. Zamazenta left? Okay. Gonna go hard after Sinistcha, probably. They've preserved Tera this whole time. I don't think Terapagos has enough value to save. I'm gonna protect. Try to get some Earth Power damage onto Zamazenta. If you don't hit my Terapagos here, I get a free hit in. If you do, it just gets something out of the way that has already served its purpose. Taking down that Shadow Rider, Terapagos did great there. Ogerpon trying to taunt Sinistcha. Good plan. And then body press. Cool. I think the play... What's the speed on this Miraidon? Pretty fast. I think I'm going to bring in Miraidon and... I could Reflect, trying to bait out whatever shenanigans they're gonna play at, bait out Tera, get Sinistcha off the board so it can come back onto the board later. And then Reflect should help me close out this game. I guess Ogerpon crits with Ivy Cudgel could be annoying, especially if they Ivy Cudgel Sinistcha right as it swaps out. Because Because if Sinistcha's forced to come in before it can significantly heal Miraidon, that would be annoying. But I would really like to see them commit Tera here. Especially if it's like Grass Zamazenta. Something that can get flamethrowers. Or even Dragon Zamazenta so I can swap to Draco. Alright, we're seeing the Tera. Don't think it would be Rock from Ogerpon. Yeah, Zamazenta. Into Grass. Love it. Unless I get Ivy Cudgel right here. If I get Ivy Cudgel right here, I don't like it. And that could totally be what happens. Okay, it's just fun. Perfect. Body press behind reflect. Less than half. Oh, a little more than I was hoping, though. Alright, here, have a flamethrower. I'm not gonna Tera Dart this. Yeah, we're just gonna flamethrower. That's how much Electro Drift did on electric terrain last time, so it should be enough to take out the Ogerpon. But I don't want to make contact with Ogerpon. So I'm going to Terastalize. And Volt Switch the Ogerpon. That way if they Spiky Shield, I don't take Chip and get put into range for Body Press. Because Spiky Shield, Electro Drift makes contact, I take chip damage, Body Press KOs Miraidon, that can be annoying. Because then all they have to do is crit the Iron Moth. Big flamethrower damage, and a burn! I wasn't asking for that, that's awesome. Alright, and then Tera Electric Volt Switch should be enough. Yeah, by Ogerpon. And presumably now it's a burned Body Press into a Ghost. And you're already in flamethrower range, which you're not going to take anything out this turn. So, good game. This is a very unorthodox team, but it seems to have worked here. Body press whiff, love it. That burn was entirely unnecessary and just adding insult. It's flamethrower, Shadow Ball, I guess. Doesn't matter what Sinistcha clicks here. Can't redirect a grass type. So I guess Shadow Ball's the only thing to click. Good game. Great trainer card. Alright, we've got a Jolteon! Jolteon! I'm terrified. I have no idea what Jolteon's gonna do, but it's gonna ruin my day. I'm sure of it. It is gonna do something incredible. It could have Volt Absorb. Miraidon needs to be careful. It learns tech moves like Yawn, Fake Tears. Could have Quick Feet, maybe. Koraidon, Terapagos, Chi-Yu, Rillaboom, Fluttermane. Maybe it's Sash Flutter. Maybe it's like Fake Tears Jolteon plus Specs Terapagos plus Chi-Yu plus Sun to make it more powerful. Jolteon is terrifying. And they have grassy terrain to maybe mess up my Quark Drive Mons. But I think Moth is still pretty good. I think Moth plus Pagos, Miraidon, Sinistcha can't touch Terapagos. Incin has Assault Vest. I think it's Incin then. But I'm not sure here. I think this is what I'm going with, but this is terrifying. This is genuinely terrifying. I figure Moth could poison their Terapagos if they're going to go... I don't think they're going to go a bulky style, though. I think it's probably Specs Pagos. Good trainer card. Alright, if you're gonna wreck me with some best of one tech, please bring Jolteon. That's not Jolteon. That's something that can chip my Pagos and then collision course me. Yeah, speed up. Fine. So obviously we need to launch a powerful flamethrower and just protect this turn. Don't think there's much better plays I can make at the moment. Iron Moth does resist everything Miraidon typically has. And everything, and mostly resists Flutter Mane as well. Double resist the fairy is solid. I could see this being like an Icy Wind plus Collision Course Pagos. I could see them calling Pagos Protect. Yeah, Icy Wind. That won't lower Moth's speed. We got Cloak, but we're still going to be slower than Miraidon if they're fast enough. Yeah, and Collision Course. That play makes sense. That did very little damage. Alright, we go launch another one, bring in Miraidon, I guess? Yikes. What other plays we got? We got bring in Miraidon on the other slot, get a defense boost, Terastalize, turn off the sun. Hope we can do something from there. That seems kind of crazy. I think it's the only play, though. Will Terapagos live this? Let's find out. Let's find out. If we turn off the sun and get a defense boost, can we live your collision course? We don't know your item yet. If it's Life Orb, we're in big trouble. If it's Choice Band, we're in massive trouble. It's Scarf or Clear Amulet, maybe? But Terastalizing, assuming the shell gets broken by Icy Wind anyway, so we don't have the shell. We want more HP and we want to turn off the sun to weaken the Miraidon. Getting some big damage into Miraidon would be nice here. They had booster speed on the Flutter Mane anyway. Okay, so they're probably a little bulkier. That's why the Flamethrower didn't do as much as I expected. Moonblast in the Pagos does a lot more. Might be in collision course range now. No, not quite. Perfect. And does pretty good damage. Alright. I could preserve Pagos if I wanted to. Don't know if I care. My priority is getting rid of Miraidon. Draco Meteor the Miraidon slot. You could swap in Pagos, I guess. I'm gonna just rip a Tera Starstorm. If they try to call a Protect, they could be in trouble. Icy Wind. It's not gonna finish Pagos. You doubled into Miraidon here. I get another Starstorm off. Breaking Swipe. Ooh! Pagos and Miraidon live. This is, if it connects, it's a double KO here. Goodbye, Korai. Both are restricted low on health, though, and I didn't bring Sinistcha to this one. We take out one of their restricteds. We take out their extremely fast Flutter Mane. Keep in mind, both of my Mons are Icy Wind speed drop at the moment as well. So I probably need to get Miraidon off the field. That'll get us our electric terrain back. For Moth to be fast. Chi-Yu with Scarf would be slower than Moth, which is nice. And Rillaboom is not going to be able to keep its terrain. So Instant can switch in pretty safely here. I didn't bring Jolteon. I'm very disappointed in you. Alright, Miraidon can pretty easily swap out into Incin. Terapagos isn't gonna live anything anyway. So I'm just gonna click Tera Starstorm and let them have Terapagos. Because I'd rather have the fake out turn next to Miraidon. I would love to see if the Chi-Yu is actually choiced, but it could also be Tera Ghost, maybe? Okay, fair enough. Well, if it's choiced, it's locked into Heat Wave, which is bad into Miraidon. Miraidon can eat that, even at its low. And you knock off our Assault Vest, I guess that's it. Yeah, I'm thinking Moth here. Struggle Bug to weaken the Chi-Yu. I guess high horsepower would be the scariest thing, so I'm gonna fake out Rillaboom and click Struggle Bug. It'll do good damage into Rillaboom, it'll weaken the Chi-Yu. It'll reveal that the Chi-Yu has Protect. Good to know. They can swap moves. That means I get the fake out call correct. Fantastic. Struggle Bug, not nearly enough. I think I need to Flare Blitz the Rilla. I'm gonna throw more Struggle Bugs so that we can beat Chi-Yu. I am worried about high horsepower, but since they have knockoff, it seems less likely that they have it now. They're gonna have fake out Grassy Glide, knockoff Woodhammer, right? Unless they're full of tech moves. Fake out, knockoff, high horsepower. I guess they could be a choice Rillaboom. Special attack drop on Chi-Yu, break a Sash if you had it. Dark Pulse at -1 ain't gonna do nothing. Knockoff at -1 ain't gonna do nothing. And then we can take. Perfect. Alright, now this game's nice and locked down. Electro Drift will take Chi-Yu once we get that onto the field. Faster, so. Might even be able to lock up the game with these two. I imagine it's a forfeit at this point. I guess they don't know if Miraidon's faster or not. It is. We're slower, we can just U-turn into Miraidon. That'll work. I'll keep spamming Struggle Bug to weaken them. Yep, battle's cancelled. Good game. Well done, Iron Moth. Well done, everybody. GG. Alright, we've got Shadow Rider Zamazenta with Raging Bolt, Fire Pond, Whimsicott, and Ursaluna for some reason. Ursaluna's super interesting on that team. Is that Trick Room, Calyrex, or Whimsicott somehow? That's scary. Lots of powerful physical attackers, a couple strong special attackers. Terapagos seems necessary to beat the Cali, but is bad into Zama. What's good into Zama is Teacup and Moth. So I think it's double restricted Teacup and Moth. No Rillaboom on their end, so Electric Terrain plus Moth could go hard from the start. And then have Terapagos and Teacup in the back. Because Teacup on lead is going to attract too much attention. It beats Ursaluna. If it's not running any tech moves, it can slow Zamazenta down for a few turns with redirecting body presses. Fire Pond can obliterate it, but we have Sash. It can also redirect Thunderclaps if they're not Goggles or Grass Terra. So I think this is alright. It's an okay matchup. Really depends on their lead. That's a good trainer card. Is there any way you'll bring Zamazenta out early and let me start hitting it? Oh, thanks. Appreciate that. Maybe I Volt Switch out. Maybe I just click Drift. Is there any value in Toxic Spikes? A little bit. Not a lot. I think I want to click Drift into the Zama. And Flamethrower, if I'm being honest. They're really just going to Tailwind and go for it. Body Press is not going to one-shot a Miraidon. Flamethrower will do some good damage. That should be Drift range. Okay. Zamazenta down. I don't mind this. Like, yeah, they got Tailwind and a free swap out of it, but if you bring in Shadow Rider here, I bring in Pagos. And I start struggle bugging to make sure you don't get out of hand with, like, Nasty Plot. The one problem is I'm weak to Psychic. If I Tera Dark, I can't Tera Pagos. I'm going to bring in Pagos, and I'm going to just Struggle Bug. Don't think Dark Tera's worth it. If you Psychic, you Psychic. Slash Sash out. So you have to be worried about Electro Drift, so I think you go after Miraidon first. Assuming it could be choice. A Tera? Offensive Tera? Oh. Okay, that's gonna be Astral Barrage then. Helping Hand or Fake Tears combo up. Is it gonna be strong enough to take out Moth? I doubt it, but I guess there's a chance. Are they like specs or something? No, it doesn't take it out. Okay. Plus Moonblast in the Moth. That would have covered for Dark Tera. That's special attack though. Covert Cloak wins a card. Cool. You're extremely threatened by me just popping Tera and start Starstorming. But I have my shell for now. I wonder if I could take advantage of that. If you're choiced into Astral, which I don't think that was Specs damage, so I don't think they're a choice. I think I'm just going to Starstorm to threaten the horse if they stay in. Throw a Flamethrower at Whimsicott. I can't risk Protect or Calm Mind because I'll just get Encored. They're at -1, so if they switch to Psychic and I don't have my shell, whatever. They do switch to Psychic, into the Moth. That's fine. You get a super effective Tera Starstorm, and you're only back up to neutral. Blast. Barely any damage. Tera Starstorm would be nice damage. I guess you could be bulky enough to live this, for sure. But you aren't. Oh, not with a crit. Crit, you would need a lot of bulk to do that. Alright, both restricteds down. They got a Whimsicott. And some other thing. I think the play is Miraidon, because Sinistcha can flex in and out. Ursaluna under Tailwind, but currently without Burn. Last turn of Tailwind. I'm not too worried about Terapagos getting knocked out. I think I just Starstorm. That should take out Whimsicott. And I'll bring in Sinistcha, more so that I don't get Tailwind, Earthquaked, lose Miraidon. Because if I can take out Whimsicott here, if they like don't have Protect, then they can't get Tailwind back up, and I can launch a Draco later. And Sinistcha can't touch the bear. All it can do is heal and redirect, which is really useful against the bear. So this game should be locked up. I guess there's some weird combination of things they could pull out here, like Tickle plus Choice Band Close Combat into Terapagos. Would that be enough? Maybe. But that's kind of crazy stuff to be pulling. I guess they could protect the bear and Trick Room with Whimsicott this turn. Somehow live the Starstorm. Moonblast, fish for a special attack drop. Sod, that's only 70 power this turn. That does nothing to my +1 defense Terapagos. Whimsicott is down. Perfect. Tailwind gone. Ursaluna's max speed is ballpark 100, right? 105? No, they could be faster, because their max speed is 112. Well, I guess there's a chance they outspeed. Starstorm, Rage Powder. That way you're only hitting me if you click Earthquake. Earthquake shouldn't be nearly enough damage. And you're not max speed anyway. I didn't think they would be max speed, but I have to be careful. If they're like Adamant 252, they would have been faster than my whole team under Tailwind, but still slower than this Terapagos right now. Starstorm, Rage Powder, no reason not to do it again. Battle's canceled. Let's go. Let's go. I think I like this team. Good trainer card, too. We're back. I think you saw how powerful this team is. This team is the sauce. Thank you again, Viola, on Twitter. Awesome. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed. Leave a like on this video. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Anyways, I'm Jordy, and alright, peace.